Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to implement add to cart functionality for simpler products using Fetch API in JavaScript. This will allow customers to add products to their cart without reloading the page. So let's get started. Before we start coding, let me quickly explain what we are going to do. Shopify provides an cart/add.js endpoints that we can use to add products to the cart. So if you search Shopify add to cart endpoint, you will open this first link. So you will see the various endpoints here. So the endpoint that we are going to use is this cart/add.js endpoint. So using the Fetch API, we will send the variant ID and the quantity to this endpoint, and Shopify will return a JSON response letting us know if the product was added to the cart successfully. So you can see here they are using this form data object, and this object has variant ID and the quantity field. With the Fetch API, so they are using cart/add.js endpoints, and they are sending the information using this JSON stringify form data, and it returns JSON response when the product is added to the cart successfully. Otherwise, the error is thrown. So we can use the same code in our JavaScript. So let's get started. So if you go to your code editor, in the template product.liquid file, you can see we have created this variation ID. This is a hidden field with the ID of ID, and the second thing that we need is this quantity field. So now we have everything available. Let's create this add to cart functionality. So this add to cart button has an ID of add to cart button. Let's copy this and start creating our JavaScript. So let's start by creating a script tag. For now, I am adding JavaScript to this file, and when everything is done, we can move our JavaScript code to the app.js file. So let's create a variable, let's say ADC, and use document.getElementById. So our button ID is add to cart. Now let's add a click event here. So adc.add event listener, and we are using this click event. So let's create an anonymous function here, and in this function we are going to create two variables. So the first variable would be, let's say, let variant ID, and the variant ID would be document.getElementById. So our variant ID field is ID, and we are going to get the value from this field, and then we need the quantity. So let's say document.getElementById, and the ID name is quantity, and we are going to get the value from here. So now if you go to the documentation, we can copy the same code. Just copy the code and paste that code here. So the only thing that we need to change here is this. We are going to add our variables here. So our ID is variant ID, and the quantity is this. So the post method is used in this Fetch API with the header content type application/JSON, and in the body we are sending this form data. So when sending data in HTTP request, particularly in this post request, data needs to be formatted as a string. So typically the JSON format, and this JSON.stringify method is used to convert JavaScript object into a string representation that can be transmitted over the web and using the Fetch API call. So this is what our JSON.stringify method do. So instead of this return statement, let's print this response. So we can use console.log to print this information. Okay, so let's save this and let's go to the front end, open any product, just right click and go to the inspect. Let's go to our network tab and just click add to cart button. You can see our request is sent and the status is 200, which means our product is added to the cart successfully. If you go to request and then go to response, you can see we have this response. If you go to this console.log, you will see our promise is fulfilled. So you can see the response here. Now let's go to our cart page and see what we have there. If you find 404 error here, what you can do is just go to your cart.json file and remove everything from here except this. Okay, so this will resolve your error. So this happens because we don't have schema settings in our template cart.liquid, and we are using those schema settings here. So you can remove everything except these and your issue will be resolved. So let's go to our template cart.liquid file and write, let's say we are using cart object and we are using JSON filter to print this cart object. Let's save that and refresh here. You will see we have our cart here. So we can loop through this cart variable and generate our cart page HTML. So we will do that later. So this is it for this video. In the next video, we will define our add to cart functionality by adding loader, and we will create this cart count in the header. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Shopify development content. Let me know in the comment if you have any questions or idea for the future video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.